Hey everyone, this is Rochelle with Losing It on Keto, and today is Monday, March 6th, and I've got for you in this video a progress report through 14 weeks. So let's see how I did, and let's see what's on my mind / latest news. So here we go. So drum roll, I passed the 50-pound mark of weight lost. So I'm exactly at 51 pounds lost now. And so in week 14, this past week, so today starts week 15. So I lost 3.3 pounds for a weekly average over those 14 weeks of 3.6 pounds. And then I added a new metric this week because I was curious. So I've captured what is my gain / loss month over month. So my first month doing this reboot, I lost 22.2 pounds. My second month, I lost 15.3 pounds for an average monthly loss of 18.8. Month 3, I lost 8.9 pounds for a monthly average loss over those 3 months of 15.5. And now this month, we're 2 weeks in, so I'm halfway there, and I've lost 4.6 pounds so far. And I'm on pace for a better month in month 4 than month 3. So we'll see if that trend continues. But if you recall from my progress video last week, I wanted to get back to, between the 3 and 5 pound. It would be great for 6 pound. But I didn't think I'd achieve that like I did the first 3 weeks. But anyways, I wanted to get back to my between 3 and 5 pound loss per week after, 2 weeks in a row in the 1+ pound loss. And I achieved that this week. So I'm going to get into a little bit more of how did I do that. So first of all, let's take a look at the day by day and then the weekly average as compared to prior weeks. So a couple things I want to point out to you here is that on Monday and Tuesday, you see my calories were pretty much double what I had been eating, and you see that was stemming from the protein. On those 2 days, I doubled my protein. And you see the fat was higher, just across the board. The macros were higher. And if you remember in my last progress video, I had planned out this week because I said I had planned it in advance because there were some things I wanted to use up in the refrigerator. And I wanted to cut out some extras, what I was calling extras, things like sweeteners and cocoa powder and things like that. Well, that didn't go quite according to plan, because the reality is I did not plan to eat this much the first 2 days. I'd even say I kind of binged on protein. I had 5 protein cakes. So I don't know, I just needed my body, was asking for it. So I ate intuitively. I gave it more protein. And then what I decided to do, I was debating after that point of whether to do a fast for a day or 2, or whether to do something called precision protein sparing modified fast. So I decided March 1st, wasn't planned, it just kind of naturally happened. So March 1 on Wednesday, I switched the protein sparing modified fast protocol that I'm doing. And so this precision protein is what I incorporated. These are the macros from that. I'm going to share a little bit more on what exactly that is coming up here in a second, but just wanted to give you that quick update as you look at these numbers. So because the first 2 days were double what I would typically do, you see how that averages out for the week and in comparison to the prior weeks. So let's go to what did the weekly meal plan look like? So you see the first 2 days where I doubled my protein. And then for the past 5 days, I've been doing this precision protein sparing modified fast. And you see what those meal plans look like. Okay, so let's go to where I want to elaborate on this. So as I mentioned, I wanted to cut out the extras. I had some thoughts about the carb count in the allulose and just the overall extras, and said, given a couple weeks in the 1+ pound range, loss range, is this a reason why I'm not getting the routine 3 to 5 pounds at this stage? And I mentioned the sort of eating the protein on Monday and Tuesday, what I'd characterize as pretty much a protein binge, given that I doubled my protein and it was not planned. And it had been on my mind for a little while that I'm in week 14, so I'm in my 4th month. When do I transition off of this? And because they say you're only supposed to do protein sparing modified fast. First of all, you're not supposed to do it 7 days a week, but I have been. But then also the duration, how long do you do it? So that had been weighing on my mind. So given what happened in the week, like I said, I was at the point on Wednesday, do I fast? And I had a thought, well, do I just get even more strict with protein sparing modified fast? And I opted for the latter. So this precision protein sparing modified fast I've been doing, and you see that reflected here in my meal plan. You can see just very, very, very clean, and what you only see here is a consumption of protein. So how, what is the plan? Well, it's a very simple plan, which is you consume, there's a chart for women versus men, and you look up your height, and it gives you your ideal body weight. Not that you would ever weigh that, but it's just used for the purpose of determining what is your protein allotment per day. And for me at 5'8", mine is 142 grams. So the protocol is as simple as 2 to 5 days a week, consume 142 grams of the leanest protein that you can have. So it's the leanest meats like chicken breast, like 95+% of ground beef or filet or sirloin, and egg whites and egg white protein powder, and then various low-fat fishes as well. Low-fat fish. But I don't eat seafood, so that's really not an option for me. So that's it in a nutshell. There's no added fat, there's no vegetables. So I'm eating 142 grams of protein a day now for the last 5 days. So that's what I believe attributed to my bump in my loss this week of 3.3 pounds. And then I had been looking at my glucose and ketones, so I've just updated. I've tracked them, and then I've updated because I did it the last few days while I've been doing this precision protein sparing modified fast. And I wanted to post the recent readings for you here. Because I wanted to show you here, I just got a 3.3 pound loss, and look at my glucose and look at my ketones. And look at the times of day. And I'm particularly surprised, and I've actually posted a message to the group, to the Precision Protein Sparing Modified Fast group, of only once in the prior years that have been tracking this data did I ever exceed 100. I had 102 once. That was right after a meal. But 4 hours after finishing my meal last night, my blood glucose was 104. I don't have an explanation for that. I did make note of it, but I just wanted to share with you what these numbers are looking like. And these are all either prior to my fast, after 3 hours, after 3 to 4 hours after consuming a meal. So, as I said before, the ketones, don't chase ketones. It does not yield more fat loss. And I think I demonstrated that this week with 3.3 pounds lost. And, you know, these are my values for the week. So I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to follow up on last week's messaging of this and show you specific data and correlate it to my weight loss. And I continue to lose inches, and so I definitely know it's fat loss. So if you're curious about the Precision Protein Sparing and Modified Fast, it's from Keto Naturopath. And you can find that at ketonaturopath.com, if, like I said, if you're interested. So I mentioned that the protocol is just eating the protein 2 to 5 days per week. And you know I've been doing protein sparing modified fast for 7 days a week. So that leads me to, what am I going to do for the other days of the week that I'm not doing protein sparing modified fast? I have to figure this out, because for 14 weeks I've been doing full-time PSMF. So I plan to continue doing 5 days a week of precision protein sparing modified fast. And then on the other 2, the only change I think I'm going to make is I'm going to add the whole egg. So I'm going to add egg yolks to my meal plan, but I'm going to stick to the 142 grams of protein. I'm just going to get a portion of that protein from whole eggs, because I want the choline from egg yolks. And according to Dr. Carl, this is how you keep yourself out of trouble doing protein sparing modified fast as it relates to the absorption of fat soluble vitamins / fatty acids. So you'd be getting enough fat from, say, the whole eggs. And, you know, you can do a clean keto day on the days that you're not doing the precision protein sparing modified fast. But this is the way I'm going to choose to do it. And so I wanted to provide that information for you as well. And you'll see that next week in my meal plan. So you'll see what a non-precision PSMF day looks like for me. So that's all I have for you in this video. I'm excited to see the 3.3 pound loss, because I felt if I cut back on some extras, I was going to see that bigger loss, and this week bore that out. We'll see if the trend continues, but that's all I have now. As always, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, post them and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and if you're liking this, please hit the like button, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. And as I said, I'll see you in the next video.